Hi everyone, it's Rita. I've got the records of the Mayans opened. I was just down in the Yucatan and did some cenote swimming and went to Chichen Itza, and I was shown some things at Chichen Itza that left me with the impression that the Mayans were kind of beyond advanced, even probably more than us in a lot of ways. And I saw on some of the things that are carved there, and supposedly you only see 10% of Chichen Itza now. So I would love to go back down there and really explore. But when you go through some of those temple areas, and there's a few that you can see, you'll see where the Mayans are showing that they were meditating. And so I was kind of asking, like, what's all that about? Because a lot of people are the impression that the Mayans were a warrior group, right? But I'm being told that, so I've got the records of the Mayans open, and I've got my records open, and I'm being told that just like a lot of religions are controlling, and so they limit or distort things that they don't want you to explore more of. And that has been the case with the Mayans, because the Mayans were so advanced. I've been told that they collectively left, that they collectively meditated, and that they chose a new reality, like a new earth, together. And because people will say, where did the Mayans go? In meditation, I was in a workshop with Dr. Joe Dispenza, a week-long workshop in Cancun. I saw a visual of the people that live in the earth, like they're really not, they're beings that live in the earth. And I don't know if that's true or not. I've been told that. The earth is so big, right? For us, it's kind of like thinking that, that we're the only beings in the galaxy is kind of crazy, right? Because there are as many planets as there are grains of sand on our planet, so there's zillions of planets, right? And to think that we're the only inhabitants of those planets is like erroneous. And the earth is so big, our oceans are barely explored. So to think that there wouldn't be some sort of communities or beings living in the earth or living in the depths of the ocean that we haven't seen would be, to think that we're the only thing, again, is sort of, I don't want to say egoic, but very limiting, right? And in meditation, I saw like these smaller beings. I didn't see them in any detail, but I saw, they were in this kind of the cenote areas, the ones that were open. Some of them are pretty much closed. And these are crystal clear, beautiful water that exists all through the Yucatan. And I heard that the Mayans revered the cenotes, and because they appreciated the fresh water, and that's where they felt they connected with the underworld. So when I saw that visual, I realized that the underworld were these beings that live in the earth. And they were small. They looked really small. So let's ask a little bit in the Akashic Records of the Mayans. Let's ask a little bit more about, what is all that about? They're saying that there was a really beautiful relationship with the energies that live in the earth. And they still have that in the earth that they moved to. And there are groups on our planet, this planet, that have done the same thing. And there are organized religions that fear your understanding and your ability to know how powerful you are. And they're reminding me of a guy who was using what he had learned. He referenced it as through Catholicism, but I was doing a tour of Tulum a few years ago, and he was showing the people that had elongated foreheads. He was showing those as being done by a vice on babies. And I've seen the skulls of those adults at a museum in Cusco, Peru. So I know they exist, and to think that they were formed by a vice grip pushing down on a baby's head. I mean, I know babies' heads are soft, but you're not going to get a perfectly formed elongated head. So I think that's kind of ridiculous, right? I love David Wolf, and I've done some traveling with David Wolf, and he likes to say, everything is obvious. You know, it's right in front of us when we're paying attention. Just like the Egyptian museums where you see the, beings that were 8-9 feet tall and had, elongated heads and wide hips and things like that, right? I mean, it's just, they don't look like us, and they don't look like anything, quote, primitive that we're supposedly advanced from, right? So I'm being told that that's why they try to make you think that they were a warrior species and they sacrificed and did these things. I'm hearing they're very conscious of the energy. So in some cases they would sacrifice animals at different times of the year, but it was like it went back into the soil, and it was part of cycling of life. And they had a consciousness around inbreeding species of animals that they were domesticated. So they did do some things to try to make sure that didn't, that they weren't inbreeding in a way that limited the animal's ability to really thrive. And they lived by the stars and the moon and the sun. And they were conscious of ETs. They were conscious of Ekbar. They were conscious of beings who came from the stars. I kind of wanted to know, there was this big arena that was there. It looked like an arena, but on the depictions on one of the sides, you can see that there is a connection with the third eye. There's a depiction of the third eye and stuff, and wisdom with these 6 snakes. And that area was used for a lot of things. I'm hearing it was used for kind of initiations. It was used for reminding people of where their power was. And they would love for me to go back down there and really look at everything again and kind of film it and play around with meditating in those areas and meditating as a group. I'm starting to do, tomorrow I'm going to do a group meditation with Dr. Joe Dispenza's Blessings of the Energy Centers 3, I think is what I'm going to do. But it's more powerful when you meditate as a group. So I'm enjoying the prospects of having kind of a community that does that. Their culture was very nurturing. They did have sort of hierarchies with men and women, but the women were included. I'm just going to ask, I don't want to make a long video right now, but I'm going to ask, like, what are some of the more important things for us to understand? They had an incredible connection to the earth. They cultivated beautiful food and animals, and they had a deep appreciation and respect for the earth. And for the moon and stars. That's what I'm hearing. Because it's such a symbiotic, beautiful energy to be respectful of and to connect into. The time on your planet now is very convoluted. When we chose to leave the planet or the area that you call the Yucatan, it wasn't chaotic, but we felt there was like a deep winter coming. And there was part of us that just wanted to see what was possible, what we could do. And we did it. And we've done it again. And you can do it as well. We would love to have you go down there and explore more, Rita. We would love for the world to know how powerful they are. We'd love for the world to understand that they can choose their own reality individually, but more importantly, as a collective. And the experiences on the planet that people are having now are part of a collective. The individual does override the collective, but if you've got forces at hand that are really trying to spin or weave a narrative that feels very compelling and plays on your heartstrings or your heart, your hearts, it will draw you into a collective that's really not part of, that's being orchestrated by something else. So what should we do? Remember your own power. Practice going into meditative states where you feel vibrant and healthy, and you see all your cells lighting up. You talk to your guides and angels and the aspects of you that do not have any limitations, and ask for your cells to be lit up, to own your perfection in your body, own the perfection in your energy field. Ask that it be supported, and then just really relish how that would feel. You're capable of so much, and so much more than you've given yourself allowance for. It is true. If you really felt like you could regrow a limb, you could do it. So know that. Ask and it's given. Visualize, talk to your body, talk to your cells, whatever you want to create. Sense it, visualize it, see it, and then feel it, and then just relish the feeling of it. Sort of specifically, but not really. The more you can relish an open platform for things, the more you can access that's already there in your field. The amulet like you have in your hand, we gave these amulets, not exactly like what you have, but of crystals and stones. We use them in so many aspects of our daily life. May you get back to doing the same, and not just for special occasions. Share them, share the energy of them, understand the reminder of the power that you are with them. You're reminded of the essence of who you are. Try not to think that they're for any particular thing, because that just limits them. Nurture your food, nurture your earth. Focus on the things on your earth that you really want to expand, because as you focus, those things will expand. Don't worry about living more simply, or it's really what feels good for you, that feels connecting and loving and expansive. All right, I'm cautious of the time. So it's been 17 minutes is a long video. So I appreciate if you tuned into this. If you like the things I share on my channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. I'm really curious about the Mayans, and I may start doing some interviews. I did some interviews for a film I started called The Revelation of You. I'm sort of, it's not edited or produced yet, and that's coming. But I did some great interviews with Dr. Eben Alexander and a woman named Virginia Hummel, and we talked about energies, and we talked about orbs, and a kind of a variety of things around consciousness. So I don't think I've got any more interviews to do unless it's a follow-up to the film. I'm just going to ask if the Mayans want to leave us with anything. We pulse through your cells. We have a cellular connection with you, just like you have a cellular connection with all things. So if you want to think about us and lean in and feel the expansiveness of us, we would relish that with you, and we'll help you choose whatever reality you want to create. That's awesome. All right, God bless you. And again, thank you. Take care of yourself, and keep holding all those great thoughts as you shine your beautiful inner light. Take care.